Gentlemen, you're now tuned into Naughty or Nice. Let's go.
Me don't want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me don't want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me don't want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me don't want no fake love, me only want the real deal.
Have you ever met a sister with her shit together? Maintaining, never complaining, trying to make shit better. She's got a real good life with the right frame of mind. She's the real deal, baby, and she know how to grind. On the job or in the bedroom, baby, the truth. And with her by your side, homeboy, you can't lose. Just slip on the dress and go to work like a pro. Then bring that ass home and drop it down to the floor. Educated, sophisticated, conversation so deep. She's a lady in that world, but a freak in the sheets. Educated, sophisticated, conversation so deep. She's the lady in that world, but a freak in the sheets.
Shelly light and be lovebird.
Shelly light and be lovebird.
Shelly light and be lovebird.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shelly light and be lovebird.
Shelly light and be lovebird.
Shelly light and be lovebird.
Hey, everybody. Y'all come on in the room. Let's see. I'm here. We're going to wait for a couple more people to come on, and then we're going to go ahead and get started.
I was jamming to that intro.
Oh, well, thank you. Let's see. I'm trying to get back to these comments that people made earlier. Well. Okay, y'all come on. Well, we're going to go ahead and start this topic today. How often do you feel like you've stopped yourself from either achieving something or getting in your own way? Self-sabotage is the topic today, ladies and gents. So we got a special guest with us today too, Miss K.O. out of Tennessee, one of our girls that we love.
Thank y'all for having me.
We appreciate you coming on.
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
I can barely breathe. I run the
so
fast.
Well, everybody got something to sip on.
Cheers,
that's a good thing.
Building.
Right.
Yes.
Hats off to us for being fabulous. So Vaughn,
Lord,
the topic is all yours.
I already told them what it is. Do you feel like, or have you ever felt like you've gotten in your own way, whether it be relationship, career goals, whatever the case may be, stopping yourself from happiness? When you see, how that saying is, if it's too good to be true, maybe it is. I think a lot of times when people jump into that and they just be like, well, something got to go wrong. Something got to go wrong. I feel like you nitpicking and looking for things to happen. And at that moment, I feel like you're sabotaging what could possibly be the best thing for you. You know what I mean?
Well, sometimes, what if it's just, I get self-sabotaging certain things, but what if you just got gut feelings? Would that be considered?
Sometimes your gut could be wrong, but a lot of times your intuition is true.
Always right. Yeah. And sometimes that gut could be based off past hurt or injury, so you still
right
sabotaging, so you looking for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I totally agree. Because sometimes where we see, I think we always try to find fault in something when it's too good. You know what I mean? Like you start nitpicking so much to where you actually push the person away yourself, sabotaging your own happiness because you're letting, like you just said, things from your past get in the way of what you got going on right now. Because I'm a person and I'm thankful and grateful that I'm this way, that I'm able to move on without bringing the baggage with me. If I'm done with something, I'm done with it. That was that. And I keep it moving. I don't bring stuff from my past to be like trying to compare this person to that person or whatever the case may be. And I'm glad I'm like that. I don't do that.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I typically don't bring past relationship stuff onto the next relationship, but a lot of people don't do that. Most people carry their baggage from relationship to relationship and then wonder why that particular relationship failed, because you were still battling your previous relationship in your new relationship. So yeah,
they don't give themselves time to get themselves together or heal from that before they jump into something else a lot of times. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like anybody, that's just like if you've been in a long marriage, right? I feel like, why would you immediately, even if you were seeing the person while you were still with that person, why would you jump right back into something before you get to know and love yourself? Because you have to get comfortable with being alone first and then enjoy that time. And then you self-reflect, you go back on things, and then you learn who you really are. But if you're jumping in one thing after the next, you don't give yourself time mentally to even fathom, like, damn, I just went through this bad breakup and here I am at square one again. And then you want to bring all of that because you haven't shaken that off yet. You got to keep on reinventing yourself and making yourself better before you actually go over to somebody else.
I
If that
100%
makes sense.
agree with that.
Hey,
100%.
Mahana and Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Jason said, sometimes people don't believe they deserve something good in a relationship, and through it all, always for fear of being happy. That's true, Jason. That's basically what I was just saying. You stop yourself from being happy because you feel like you don't deserve to be happy. And I think everybody deserves to be happy at some point in their life.
100%. I think a lot of people are told, though, you're not. I guess it depends on how you're brought up, because some people, if you're around those negative type people who tear you down, who tell you you'll never amount to or have anything, then you don't expect it. And so you will self-sabotage. Like you said, you feel like you don't deserve it because people have told you for so long you're nothing and you don't deserve that. So yeah, that's very.
But that's where it starts from. A lot of times, a parent, the way you're raised, you might have somebody constantly telling you ain't gonna be nothing, your life ain't gonna be shit. And sometimes even in relationships, somebody can tell you that so much that when you get something that's great, you carry this with you that you feel like you ain't worth something anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But two, you choose to believe what somebody tells you about you when you know more about yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you say you ain't shit, I be like, I must be, because you done told me I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna flip
But you'd
it.
have to
But
have that
everybody can't do
confidence
that.
instilled in you. You'd have to have that confidence first instilled in you in order to stand up to somebody telling you, like, you have that confidence. So if somebody came through and said, you ain't shit, girl, you'd be like, honey, I ain't thinking about you. But if you've been told,
Right.
like you said, by a parent and then went into a relationship and he told you or she told you the same thing, that's hard to start to believe that, yes, I am more than what people tell me I am.
Your self-esteem is broken. It's hard.
Get closer to your mic, yeah.
I said, when your self-esteem is broken, it's hard to like build it to and tore it down. You got to start somewhere. But if you already have, and a lot of times men will seek women that got bad self-esteem, so they can get in a certain place.
Yeah,
because that makes them feel better, because there's a weakness in him that he needs somebody to make him feel like he's superior to her. And again, it goes back to what both of y'all just said, is self-esteem issues. And that's why when people like cursing their kids, telling them this and telling them that shit goes with these kids, and they grow up to be sometimes terrible ass adults. So you have to be mindful and careful what you speak, because you can manifest that into somebody's life. Hey, Juan and Chris. One said, good evening, Black Queens. Chris said a lot of people don't know how to be by themselves. That's true, Chris. A lot of people are afraid of being alone. We talk about that a lot.
Tell you, this is my first time actually, and I'll be 52 in May. This is the first time of me living by myself.
Really?
Because yes, I married early. I went from my mama's house to being married and sharing a home with my husband. Then we had a ready-made family because we took in my mom and adopted 2 kids. And it was like, I was married for 23 years. So for a majority of my life, I never experienced being alone. And it wasn't until I got divorced and separated from my husband that I actually, for the first time in my life, got to be by myself. And it is an adjustment.
It's funny you say that, because I told Shell, and I was telling my kids, I said, I've never lived by myself. It was like, I left my mama's house, I got married, I lived with my husband for 0. something time. You know what I'm saying? Then I left and I moved, and I was just all over the place. Then I had my daughter, and then it was me and her dad. And then I've never lived by myself, or it's just been me and my kids. So me thinking about moving out by myself, or changing what I'm doing, I'm like, damn, that'd be the first time I've ever lived by myself too. Should that come into fruition? But I think it would be an adjustment, and I think I'd like it. They tell the truth.
It took me a minute, but I do enjoy it. Every once in a while, I get a little lonely, but yeah, I do enjoy it.
Yeah, it's like for me, I'm big on privacy. You know what I mean? And being able to do what I want to do, how I want to do it, and I don't have to always be worried about who gonna come in the house or somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. That's why I live my life so differently. Like and I try to live by example for my girls. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's certain things that I just would not do with them home, or if I even know they're about to come home. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Jason said sometimes other people would throw hate on someone else's happiness because they hate you're happy. That's true. Hey Marvin, that's true too, Jason. That happens
a lot of times,
a whole lot. But I just feel like we all have sabotaged ourselves in some way, in some point in time in our lives, because we were either afraid to step out on faith and do something, or just afraid, period, of the outcome. And I just want to be one of the people. I've never been afraid of what somebody else gonna think. I could care less. But just like things that's within you that stop you from doing something that you should be doing. And then, you have to think about all the opportunities that we've let slide by because we sabotage ourselves in those instances. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it happens every day in our relationships, like I said, careers, with your kids, anything. You can sabotage yourself.
I do that to myself because I'm such a control freak that if I can't clearly see what the outcome is going to be, then I'll back off from it. So that's kind of like a self-sabotage for me. It was sort of like, no, I can't, it's too risky. I can't really see what's going to be the end result. And so that fear of the unknown will stop me a lot of times.
I don't have that fear because I'll be like,
the fear of the unknown.
Michelle, come closer because you sound distorted and far away.
So like I said, the fear of the unknown, that part.
Well, I've stepped into some unknown territories quite a few times. So I guess I would be considered self-sabotage because I got to see what it is, what it's all about. Like what happened? Let me see what's gonna happen next. I want to be.
No.
Yeah, I just feel like
it depends on the situation whether or not I'm that type of person. It depends on what it is.
We
gotta use.
I think for me, I like back out. I back out first. I think when I see it coming, I just be like, the headache is gonna come with this. Might just be too much.
Yeah, and I'll do that. Yeah,
so that might be self-sabotage. I just don't be wanting headache. I'd be like, nah.
I mean, we gotta use common sense. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time, I gotta see what it is. A lot of times, but I know when to say, no, I ain't doing that. The topic is Marvin. How often do you feel like you've stopped yourself from either achieving something or getting in your own way? Self-sabotage is the topic. But I don't know. I think I'm sort of a risk taker. You know what I mean? Especially if I weigh out the pros and cons and I think about, well, if this goes this way, this is going to happen. But if it's something that's going to be like detrimental to me, I don't have a problem saying, nah, I ain't with that shit and I go on about my day. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, it's certain things that we allow ourselves to try. But I say, shit, try almost anything once. And then if you don't like it, just don't do it no more.
I don't know about that one. It depends on what it is for me.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It depends on what it is, but like sometimes in order to achieve your greatest goals, you have to take risk. You know what I'm saying?
That is true. That is
very true. If you're afraid to step out and be like, well, if this happens, now, like if it's something that I'm gonna say, like, well, shit, I'm either win-win or I'm a lose-lose. You know what I'm saying? It's a win-lose situation. Then I have to think about that more and think about all the people that I have depending on me if something goes wrong. Then in that sense, I may back off of it. Unless I know for sure and for certain without the shadow of a doubt that it's gonna work in my favor, then I'll do it. Otherwise, I don't think that's self-sabotage. I think that's having common sense and weighing your pros and cons as to what you should and shouldn't do in that, in that event. One said words cut deep. Once you release words, you can't take them back, but you are weak if you stand up there and let them do it. What you get lets happen to you. You have to blame yourself. You got to stand up to hate and vulgar words. That's anything. One, I
that is true. I say that all the time. People can only do what you allow them to do.
And to do to you,
you allow them to do it. You can't be mad at them. You got to be mad at yourself because you allow them.
I hate to see when people knows a person's weakness and stomp on them for that, and the person doesn't know how to defend themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing it because this is like if you got a man who's like very, very aggressive and a strong personality or whatever, and then he got this little meek woman, and he talking to her and saying to her whatever he chooses to say, and she don't say anything because she doesn't know how to defend herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, in that instance, you're self-sabotaging yourself because you're allowing this to happen and you're afraid to speak out. One or two things gonna happen. It's gonna go to the left, it's gonna go to the right, it's gonna go good, it's gonna go bad. But a lot of times when you put that person in their place and check them that one good time, you don't have to worry about no more. Shall I tell you, I'm a firm believer of nip that shit in the bud and cut it off at the head.
That is her logo, y'all. Every time she thinks, she say nip it in the bud, but get out of hand, nip it in the bud.
I'm the same way. I'm gonna give you my stance. Let me tell you where I stand. Now, where you go with it after that, that's up to you. But I'm gonna tell you what my stance is.
Exactly. Nip it in the bud. And you have to, because you make a person talk to you a certain type way and you don't say something, they're gonna keep thinking they can talk to you crazy and sideways. It's even like in work related stuff. You got to tell people sometimes, even at your job, look, that's not how we talk to each other. I don't know where you used to doing it at, but that's not how we do it. Yeah, it's in life things that you have to do things and changes, all kinds of stuff.
I think too, people get respect confused with how you just supposed to treat a person as people. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they could say and do whatever they want to do, and then as soon as you say something, you out of pocket or you wrong. No, I just said what I needed to say, like you said, KO, and then I'm done with it. It is what it is. Then you know how I feel. Yeah, hopefully you tell me how you feel and we can move on. That's just like, I'd rather a person tell me how they are than me to sit around and wait and see how they are. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd rather see the person coming to me than you acting like you somebody and you're a whole snake out here. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. Just come to me.
You sit there long enough for anybody, you don't see who they are, child.
Right. And that's right. I'm the opposite. You can tell me anything. I like to wait and see who you are, because your actions are going to show me who you really and truly are.
I'm like that. Exactly. I'm going to see after a while. Something going to pop off. Something going to show.
Right. You tell me
that's
anything.
Why I say, go ahead, Kale.
No, I was just saying, you can tell me anything, but your actions really stand for who you are. So if your actions aren't matching what you're telling me, I ain't got time for you. It's time to move on.
I tell Shell that all the time. With me, your actions gotta match your words, and your words your actions. Because a lie on your, like you said on your live, and you hear me say this all the time, a lie don't care who tell it.
Who tell the lie, baby.
You know, so you know, my thing is I just try to be like upfront with people. I am very blunt. I don't bite my tongue. My delivery is bad sometimes. God granted, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of I say what I mean, and I mean what it say, but it just may not come out the way that I meant it. But I will go back and say, well, look, I didn't mean it that way. I meant it for it to come out this way, but I said what I wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? So it's the difference, and I'm working on that with myself.
I had to take that journey too with myself, because I'm the same way. I'm a very blunt and forward person, and I don't realize how I come off to people unless you tell me. Like if you don't tell me you were offended by my delivery, then I don't know, because I'm just like, did what I had to say and I kept moving. You know,
and you might be done with it, and the person still holding on to it, and you don't went all the way.
Right.
Don't
And
be
then I'd be
no.
like, girl, if you had told me, I would have told you I didn't mean it that way. Like, that's not
Right.
what I was saying. Yeah.
Right. Right.
But you know,
That's
even my
true.
kids tell me like, "Mama, you said that like, you know," and I'm like, "Well, I didn't mean it that way, but I said what I said, but I didn't. You took it the wrong way." And I know I do that a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? But I'm big enough to go back and say, "Well, you know," and say, "Well, I didn't mean it that way. You just took it the wrong way." But
Right.
what I said is what I meant to say. My delivery was just bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
My delivery could be really bad a lot of the time.
Oh, I know mine. Ooh, honey, I
Yeah,
know
that's
me.
something that
Yeah.
I would work on daily. Daily.
yeah, because
Yeah.
my thing is, I don't
Yeah,
want to.
I literally have to. That's the reason why I had to take myself out of management at work. Like I no longer apply for or am interested in management positions. I do not have the temperament for it. And my delivery, honey,
Right.
no, I
Right.
can't do it. So I'm like, that's not a
I
position
feel
for
you.
me. Like,
I feel you, Karen. I feel you, girl.
I've been
Trust
there,
me, I
done
do.
that too, honey. And they be like, dang, like I said, I didn't mean it like that. But and my thing is, if we're all adults, it's just, and we're in the workplace, it's still certain things you should just know. Like you should
yes.
just know,
So
you
you
know.
think
And I'm
You
a
know
nice
how to do your
person.
job.
I'm a really nice
like that
person,
part?
but right, I'm a really nice person. But what you ain't gonna do is come in here and mess with my coins. I don't play that.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? We got to get this done, and it's got to be done this way. And if you don't like it this way, then you're welcome to go seek somewhere else to go do what you got to do. Because what you
And
ain't
that
gonna
actually
do
goes back
is,
to self-sabotage because this
yeah,
new generation, they think they don't, everything is supposed to be given to them. They don't have to work for
Right.
nothing. And they come to, work. Who are you to tell me I gotta work? I just show up and you're supposed to pay me. Yeah.
they
That's
And
can't
don't
take
want
they
you to
can't
say
take
nothing. It's a
constructive
new school,
criticism.
baby.
If you tell them something that's going to benefit them, a lot of times they take constructive criticism as you're just chopping them up and tearing them down. When it's like,
Yeah.
especially if we're the minority in the setting in the work environment, if I'm telling you this, you need to listen because I'm trying to look out for you. You know what I'm
right.
saying? But they don't get it, and then you
Yeah,
have
you need
those
to tear them
ones that
down
love.
and hate.
And then you got them other ones that want to stick their lips and glue their lips to the up to the head person's ass, and I ain't that person either. And everything you do, they got to fly and make a report like it's gonna get them a step
Some
further in what
points.
they need
Yeah.
to do. Like, no, it don't work like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's different. It's definitely different.
And too, in a sense, when people do that, be doing all that ass kissing, that's self-sabotage because the person that's in the upper level sees you as weak. And you're not going to get further because they feel like, shit, if they doing this and telling on all them, what would they do if
Who
I
else
let them
they gonna tell it
really get
on?
them in? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to be mindful and careful what you do when you out here gluing your lips to people's ass at these jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
I agree.
Yeah. One said the eyes tell everything about a person and their body language. Not all the time. People, you could tell when people got lying eyes. I always say I can tell. That's why I feel like when you talking to somebody and they can't look you in the eye, they looking everywhere except looking you dead in your face, and their eyes shifting, and they looking everywhere, and they can't look you in the face. That means they finna tell a whole lie, and you can't trust them. Because I'll be looking at you
Honey,
like
you
this
got some folks that can look you dead in your eye and lie.
and lie. That too, but I'll be looking at
But
you
I
like this.
tell
Look,
you.
yeah. I'm like, what?
And you got some folks that'll lie, baby. They can look you dead in your face. They have become so used to lying that it's like a natural thing. It's like a natural thing to them. They just lie. That's what they do.
You have been looking at a person when you talking to them and you looking directly in their eyes, and they be like, "It's something on me."
I know they start fidgeting and moving around because they can't get the truth out.
Yeah. One said, "Me, I tell a person about themselves right in their face. I don't kiss nobody but," and you're not supposed to.
Yeah,
You're not
supposed to. You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have
Right.
to.
Because I feel like that's just like if I got a friend, let's say me and you, and you come to me and say, "Girl, I was at such and such, and they were saying this about you and saying that." Well, what did you say?
Right. You ain't say nothing. You just stood there.
Yeah, I ain't finna
That's
say.
what-
Well, I'll be like, "Look, let's call her right now and get her on the phone so she can hear what y'all got to say about her." Like, because I'm not that two-faced person. I'm not finna do that. And if I can't say it to your face, I certainly ain't gonna say it behind your back.
I think I've learned to come to a conclusion in my life that if people have so much time to sit around and talk about me, they must love me a whole lot. I used to think it was a bad thing, like, oh, she's talking about me, it's bad. What they're saying. Now I just be like, they must have nothing to do.
You know what my grandma said? She said, baby, if they're talking about you, you're doing something right. She said, if they ain't talking about you, that means you need to get your stuff together and going out here. She said, you must be very important if they got you to talk about all day long.
You have to say that. If constantly somebody has to bring you up every time, it has to be a reason why they're bringing you up every damn time.
Mm-hmm.
You want my new tattoo?
You done got another tattoo. Oh, what it say?
God's good.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
You said it's Godzilla.
He said it said Godzilla. No, he said God's gift.
Oh, I thought he said Godzilla.
I'm gonna get Godzilla put on him. Where KL go? She gonna come back in a minute, y'all. She must be having a bad signal.
There she goes. She's spinning.
I just put her back up.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Chris said, yes, I know very well. What, Chris?
What part, Chris?
Which part, Chris? It's so hot.
You drinking? You drinking, Claire? Oh, I'm sleeping. You drinking? That's right.
Hey. Yeah, but and two, on the flip side, if you're with somebody, they could sabotage themselves too by, keeping secrets or leading you to believe that they're this person, that person, and then you start seeing little shit and finding out little things here and there, whatever. You'd be like, damn, I gave you every opportunity to tell me that. But then once you find out and you see that person for who they really are, you'd be like, well, damn, you sabotage yourself by not coming clean with me and let me decide if I wanted to deal with your shit or not.
Your shenanigans. Yeah, it's a lot of that in the world.
Close your door. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's why I say sometimes you just got to pay attention. A person will walk themselves in their own stories, their own truths. You'll see stuff that if you just pay attention, sometimes it's just worth being quiet.
Well, people can tell you whatever they want to tell you until you meet people that they know, and then you start getting a different view of who they really are.
Mm-hmm. Who they are.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, I guess you like to play with that screen.
I just have to see myself on one side because that's what I'm used to.
Look, you do it so fast, you became a pro.
Yep. Yeah. For real.
I do it so slow. But yeah, I think self-sabotage, I'd probably be guilty of that when it comes to like work. But I'd be like, nah, maybe not. Like, like talking myself out of something.
Chris, all of it, shit.
I might want to, and I might be like, nah, well, I don't know. But then like certain things.
I feel like you sabotage yourself at work is when you let stuff just fly by and you don't nip it in the bud right then because of who the person may be or what may come afterwards and stuff. Because you gotta keep your job because you got bills and shit to pay. But at the same time, you have to let people know, look, if you're unprofessional, you need to let them know that. And it's a way that you can let people know things. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be all grimy and
oh no, it's not grimy.
And loud about it.
I think they know, and I just, you allow it to you.
No, I'm gonna tell you what you do. I'm gonna tell you what you do. You be like, well, okay, and you let it ride. Then
are you out of your mind, girl? No. That's not how it works. It really
no,
don't.
I'm saying a lot of times you be like, because you just don't want to deal with it, you just let it fly by and fly over. And then people think they can keep what I'm saying is, and then people think they can keep coming at you a certain way, is what I'm saying. Not that you're like, okay,
I think with me, I let it go until I get tired.
That's what I'm saying.
Whereas some people get nudged quickly. I don't get nudged like that. It takes a lot to nudge me, but when I'm nudged, I'm nudged. See, like now, I'm a little.
You let it build up. That's what I'm saying. Once you get that build up, then your head be about to fly off the top of your body, and you don't know how to contain it at that point.
But you know what I've learned about
myself. Then they're gonna look at you like you crazy.
No, they probably will, but that's what I've learned about me as a person. I'm not this person that just jump out into stuff and be like, ignorant. It has to,
That's
like,
what you
even
don't
I'm
have
like
to
it in
be.
I'm like it in relationships. If something just, I'm not gonna be the person that's gonna fly off just so quickly. I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna watch it as it manifests the way it do, and I'm gonna brush it off a couple times. When it hits me, I'm gonna be like, okay, now I'm tired. And you'll know when I'm tired. That's just how I am. I've been like that all my life.
Well, I'm like this, and y'all hear me say it all the time. I'm gonna say it again. I nip it in the bud, but I don't argue about it. I be like, look, this is not working for me, or whatever the case may be. I don't like how you did this, that, or the other. Now, I wasn't always this way. I'm this way
Yeah.
now, where I can actually talk to you instead of like just losing my cool and going from 0 to 10,000 so quick. You know what I'm saying? At this point in my life, I'm just like, you know what? You can have that over there. I'm good. I'm not dealing with that because I don't have to deal with that. And if I don't have to deal with, I'm not. Even if I had to, I could walk away because guess what? I know how to take care of me and mine if I need to do
Right.
that.
It's as you grow and you just be like, I'm not. And see, I think in my life right now, I'm at that point where I just be like, I'm not gonna let this get to me the way it probably used to back in the day. You know what I mean? Like something that would have probably made me pop like that. Now I just be like, I had to look at people and be like, this is probably who you really are. And maybe that ain't what I want to do. You know what I mean? Instead of, whereas before I probably would have gave it a little more energy, but now I just be like, that's you. If that's who you are and that's how you want to be, knock yourself out. But you're not gonna make me lose no sleep.
Listen, I'm at the point in my life, whatever you got negative going on, keep that on over there. I only want
and you can
positive
feel,
people, positive
you
vibes
feel
around
your
me.
energy when it's shifting.
You can.
I know when my energy is going left and right and it's all over the place. Even in my house, when my energy is wrong, I'd be like, some shit's off. Something's not balanced in here, or anything I'm in, or situations. I know when some shit ain't right. It's like a feeling you get. You be like, oh my God, this ain't, call it what you want. You know what I mean? Like it's even like at a job. You never know, like you have a job and you know when it's time for you to go.
Yes.
It's time for you to leave.
Yeah.
The same way I'm at work. I know when it's time for me to leave, shift, move, get out of the situation I'm in. It's just a feeling that I get. And I'd be like, okay, this is what I'm getting ready to do. This is how it's going to have to go down. But it's a bridge that I have to cross. But I've always been that way. You see, I'm with my family. I let stuff roll off. I just be like, okay. And you're right. I might get to that boiling point. I might pop it. It
I
might
love
be
people from afar.
And I've learned to do that. Like,
Listen,
be like, it is what it is, baby. Just leave it alone. It's not worth the energy.
I love people from afar.
Anymore. Hey, welcome back, Karen.
Well, I know I'm the black sheep.
I don't know what happened to my Wi-Fi. It dropped or something. I don't know.
Listen, I know I'm the black sheep. So guess what? I can love your ass from afar, stay in my space, and you stay right over there in yours. And I have no problem going to sleep. I have no problem doing whatever I need to do. And that's just how it is.
And your family can self-sabotage you, tear you apart to the point where you be thinking crazy. Child, I'm like,
that would be the worst.
Yeah,
the worst.
About all kinds of stuff. I love what loves me.
Look, your family can be me. Yeah, but your family can be the worst, honey, out of all the people. Because you have friends that treat you better than family. Period. You know what I'm saying? You can't, when you need something, you may have to call a friend or something. You can't call a family member for nothing. But when something happens, they can always call you, but you can't never call them.
Right.
You have family members like that. One said when they get to pausing or bring up excuses and you know the things that they say are not true, plus I trust my gut feeling about a person, your spirit will let you know. That's true in a lot of ways, Juan. He said, I find myself procrastinating a lot sometimes. Shelly, that's what I do is observe the situation. Right. You're supposed to observe the situation. But like I say, that's just like, okay, I'm going to say this. When you start a new relationship with anybody and they do that one thing that you don't like, right? If they did it, they may not know you don't like that, but that just may be something that they do. And you just tell them right there, look, I don't know who you used to doing that to, but I'm not the person to do that to. Like, when, I hate for somebody to be like, shh, I can't stand for somebody to shush me. I can't stand that shit. I just go from 0 to 100. So when my friend did it, I said, whoa, wait a minute. You was there. I said, hold up, wait a minute. Who you shushing? Don't do that because I don't like that. And I said it just like that. And that was the end of it. You know what I'm saying? They haven't done it since. But I'm saying even in new relationships, You sabotage yourself when you don't nip that shit in the bud from the beginning, because when you let them get by with it one time, okay, they're gonna do it twice. You decide to say something the second time, and then they might think, well, shit, I did the first time. You should have said something then. They're gonna keep on going. And then it'll get to a point to where it can escalate. That's why I believe in, if you don't like something, you tell that person right then and there what you don't like. It don't have to be ugly. It don't have to be ignorant.
I agree with that.
You let them know right up front, because if you don't like something, this is like somebody called me the other day, and I don't remember what I said, but they said something. Well, I said, whoa, you better change your energy, because I don't know who you think you're talking to. You're not going to sit here and scream on my phone and talk to me like you stupid. Now, if you want to have an adult conversation, I'll talk to you. If not, get the fuck off my phone. And I meant it just like that. And that killed it. It was done.
Look,
like,
you said it like you meant it just then too.
I did. I did. No, because I don't like that.
The topic, like, get the fuck off my phone.
The energy was present, honey.
Yeah. Okay. Because you know how you could be in a good mood and that one person can call and shift your whole energy.
Take your whole spirit.
And I don't like that. Just because you're having a bad day, don't call me and throw that shit off on me, because I don't want it.
Yes. Yeah. Those people, that's all they got is negativity.
The subject is self-sabotage, Lucky. But yeah, so you have to kill that shit, cut it off at the head is what I say. When it comes, KO, I already know you like this. So cut this shit off at the head and keep it moving. You a Taurus like my mama, so I know this. Yeah.
I ain't got time for it. I'm too old. I ain't got time for that.
I don't have time to play nobody's game.
Yeah, and I say that like the way people talk to you, because you know, some people fall into sync about how people talk to them, say stuff, and you know you good for that. Vonda be like, girl, I'll be in the middle of something. Vonda be like, girl, you better nip that in the butt quick. Like she'll be tapping me, telling me, you want me to get that together right now. Because I would let some shit ride until it just annoys the fuck out of me, and then I'd be like,
that's
okay.
Not just there to you. Just no, I don't. Yes, you do.
But it's
and then you let it build up.
Wait
a minute. You let it build up. Go ahead.
And then I pop. Yeah, and then I pop. Yeah. I'd be like, okay, I can't.
So much. That's why I believe in, because my oldest daughter is like that. She just be like, she just so chill, but she'll take something. And then by the time she goes, she explodes so bad that it's like almost no turning back from it. Now, my youngest one, she like me. She gonna pop it off real quick. Like, hey, who the hell you talking to? Like, no. That's me 5.0. So I already know she's gonna be okay. But my oldest one, she's more reserved, more constant. She thinks about everything. Like almost like she's almost an overthinker, to where you gonna do something. And I'll be like, you need to kill her. She said, I ain't even worried about it. But then it'll happen again. I ain't gonna worry about it. By that 5th or 6th time, she done had it up to here. She done took all she could take. Then she want to let that loose on somebody. I feel like you need to let those things go when they happen, so that you can move on smoothly and keep doing what you're doing, because it will disrupt what you're trying to do, because you got all this shit in the back of your mind that you holding on to that you need to release. That's why I let it all go. Look,
I have a bad habit of doing that with my kids, though. I do that with my children. Anybody else, I'm gonna tell you how I feel, and I'm gonna tell you to keep it moving. But when it comes to my children, I have a tendency to swallow and put my children first.
I put my kids first all the time in everything I do, but when it's some shit that need to be said, I'm gonna say it. They may not like it.
I have started doing that with them here.
Yeah, they may not like it.
Yeah,
and they'll tell you, like, dang, mama, you didn't have to say this, or you didn't have to say that. Well, if I don't tell you, who gonna tell you? You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's how I look at it. I've never sugarcoated nothing with them. I always kept it 100 with them from the beginning. So they know if I say it, it's for a reason. I'm not saying anything to hurt their feelings. Well, sometimes it may hurt their feelings, and sometimes that's what they might need. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they know that I'm coming from a good place.
Feelings that you tell it.
You do. Not all the time, but when you say it, it be fucked up. And I'm just saying, and you know it. That's why you brought it up. Because you know it.
But that's what I'm saying.
Because you're thinking about
so when I'm saying things, when it makes sense to me, that's why I wait and make it marinate a little bit. Then I say it.
Yeah, I like to think on stuff. It depends on how mad or how pissed off I am. I don't like to say stuff out of anger. Yeah.
Because
So
I
what?
might say something out of anger, it's going to be ugly. No matter
Yeah.
what I do, it's going to come out wrong. So if I'm at work, especially if I'm at work, if something at work triggers me and it come out my mouth right then, it's not going to come out cute.
Yeah.
It's going to
I'm
come out
the
where I
same
probably
way.
lose my job. So I have to think about it in the situation, in my setting, and then how hard I've worked to earn my career. I got to think of all that I'm throwing up in the air when I act a fool. So I have to be like, okay, I got to think this through logically. Because life is going,
Yeah.
I got real
At
bills.
the
I
end
can't
of the
just walk
day,
away. You know what I'm saying? I got to fall on me. Yeah, I don't got
at
family
the-
members that's going to catch my black ass. I have to
but
always
that's what I
think.
was gonna say. You got to be cautious because at the end of the day, you still got bills to pay. You got shit you got to do. So a
Yeah.
lot of
So,
shit you're gonna have to be like, it's a different way to, you can address it, but it's certain ways to address it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you know, because you know, most people, especially being in corporate America and being a black woman, they always think you'd come in irate and shit. So when you come in talking like you got some sense, they be looking at you like, oh. And black women are the worst to work for in corporate America.
you telling me?
Yeah.
You said a mouthful with a short set of words.
They try to sabotage another sister like you would not believe. I'm trying to tell you, because
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
and you be
Trying to
like,
build them up in a minute. I don't understand that, but we
trying
do
to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, because you know, my sister worked for somebody, and when I tell you that when I tell you it was real, I was like, and I know my sister. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, just take a breather and walk out. Just take a breather and leave.
Yeah.
It'll get ugly real quick. You know what I'm saying? But she had so much to lose. And a lot of times when these black females be having higher positions, they do little nitpicky shit when they know what you stand to gain when you getting ready to leave, or when you're getting ready to retire, or whatever the case may be. So they got a plan in their mind, like, why you coming for me like that? But then you let these white folks walk all over you. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But they the worst to work for. I'm trying to tell you, it's either jealousy,
You ain't got to
the way
tell
you
me.
look, the way
know.
you dress. Either you're too smart, you're too this. It's always something. Every time. It never fails. It never fails. I'm telling you. Let me see. One said, wait a minute, hold on. Let me get back. Oh, one said,
I
you're
got
right,
to let my child in.
huh? Okay.
My child in.
One said, you're right, Vonda, about upfront from the start in a relationship. Lucky said, and her friends. What about her friends, Lucky? Talking about Shelly, y'all. One said, there's a lot of people, poop new news, that get on your nerves, got to put them in check. Hi, Sosamine. We love
No,
you too.
you can't be all in the camera now. Go on.
Oh.
No,
That's a
dog.
big dog too.
Look, we said that's a big dog.
I thought it was a whole person. You let in a whole animal.
yeah, they my children.
She ain't my kid.
I'm waiting on a daughter. So.
I got two big ones like this. Yeah.
Lucky said Shell talks crazy too. What you mean, Lucky? Elaborate. He said she talk crazy too.
I don't know why you keep relating Lucky to me, but Lucky talks to Lucky.
I said she. I ain't say you.
I thought you said Shell.
I said no. I said she. He said she talks crazy too, and I said elaborate. That's why you need to listen a little bit more, ma'am.
If you go back and listen, it's like you said Shell.
I don't think I said that anyway.
What kind of dog is that?
He's a plot hound.
That's a big dog.
Why you asking? Ain't like you going to get one tomorrow?
I don't like them. I don't like animals like that.
I don't got no fish.
I don't like them like that though.
I only like big dogs. I don't like them little bitty. Like
one said you got a horse, KO. That's a horse.
That's what I say.
Lucky said Shell. I said it. He said he talk about you.
Lucky, leave me alone. Obviously, you'd like to bother me on this podcast, child. I'm sure you have better things to do.
Well, anywho. But that's what I say, like, don't let people slide. And don't slide on yourself. Don't Don't overthink
Yeah.
things that could be good for you, and you knock yourself because you feel this way, or you think you worried about what the next person may think, or you just afraid to step out and see. He said, "Child, question mark, question mark." I don't know nothing about all that, y'all. I'm just saying.
I don't either.
But you
really
know, we do it a lot of times. This is like, it could be the smallest thing, and then you keep questioning yourself, especially when it could be something good for you. You be like,
Yeah.
damn, I shouldn't do that. And then when you decide you're not gonna do it, it just pop, and you realize, damn, I should have done that. But then it's
That
too
fear
late. You
that's
lost that
unknown.
opportunity too. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all do that all the time. All the time.
True.
Like
True,
you
true, true.
said, I can't let that slide. What look? But yeah, so you know, I just believe that confidence is a major key in how to not sabotage yourself in a lot of instances, because if you got low self-esteem, of course your confidence is not going to be high. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And
Right.
you know, it could be things, and that's just like when you feel like you're at a certain place in your life and you feel like you should be there, and you got somebody with you. Everybody is not meant to go with you when you're trying to elevate. Some people you got to drop off at the way. You ain't got to leave them alone, but they just can't go with you while you're trying to achieve your dreams and your goals. And so
Right.
a lot of times people have sabotaged themselves so many times with that, because they feel like, well, if my friend can't go, then I can't rock with it. But your friend ain't doing nothing to show you that's what they want.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm
Sabotage
saying?
ourselves trying to
Your
help
friend
others.
is
You're
like,
trying to help somebody else all the time.
your friend's still out here doing all that bullshit and doing all this extra stuff that don't have nothing to do with what you're doing, but expect when you
Right.
elevate, they're supposed to go too. If we're going to do this, we're supposed to be on the same page, doing the same things, trying to reach the same goals. Therefore,
We're gonna do it
if
together.
somebody
Yeah.
reach for me, I'm like, you know, I'll be like, well, we started this together. We got to do this, or we got to do that, or whatever the case may be. But a lot of people don't do that. They try to bring people to them that's actually detrimental to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And you know, even when me and Will and his brother was talking one day, you know, and we were all saying the same things, like they had to get out of that mentality of like, damn, you know, such and such and such and such. Well, they're not doing what you're doing. You got to leave them behind
You
and go
gotta leave
on.
some folks
That ain't mean
behind
you,
sometimes.
that doesn't mean you still can't be cool with them. They just can't go with you on this journey, because this journey is for you.
Those
Right.
people try to guilt trip you, though. You know, they try
To
to
make
make
you
you feel
feel bad
bad
for
for
your move.
succeeding and leaving them
Better
behind.
say it again.
Yeah.
And then you find yourself stagnant, not growing, and you can't figure out why. Everybody can't go where you're going. That's just the bottom line.
Exactly.
That's the
Exactly.
truth.
And
And you know,
sometimes we have a hard time letting people go
listen,
Yeah, because they've been in your life for so long, and you
for
feel
so
like that's
long.
what it's
that
supposed to
don't
be.
matter. That doesn't
Mhm.
matter. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Me and a friend was talking about that just today. You could know somebody 40 years, 20 years, 10 years, and you could still grow apart from that person because y'all not on the same things that you was on before. You
Yeah,
know,
I just lost a friend,
It's the same
29
way, you
years.
know,
Yeah.
it's the same way being married. You can grow apart in a marriage, right there in the same bed
Yeah.
laying next to somebody.
Yeah.
Be
That's
millions
what
of miles
happened to
apart.
me.
Your brain be way over here and they be stuck where they at, right there. And if
Yeah.
you look back, it's still where they at, because they never grew past whatever they were supposed to grow past.
Or
But
you
that
grow in
too lets
opposite
you know,
directions.
and that too lets you know you could be with a person for so many years in a marriage or just living together in a relationship and still never know that person. How many people you know or know of that live double and triple lives? Like for real, for real.
Mhm.
They
Yep,
be out
that's
doing all
why.
kinds of shit. And
That
come
is.
to you like they ain't doing a goddamn thing outside. Y'all better watch these Lifetime movies because they be
Yeah, let me tell you.
Right.
That's when you meet
Whole
people, you
other
have to ask
family
people
and
sometimes where
everything.
they going. Where they going, what they doing. That's important questions. You got to ask people, where you going? What's your direction? What's your end goal? Instead of you just, you know, people get caught up in the sex and the this and the that. You got to figure out where somebody's brain at. Like, you got to know, because you got to look at your life and see if that world fits in your world, in your life, period.
Yeah, but if the sex ain't right, I ain't gonna get to that. I'm sorry.
You're stupid. Well, yeah, that part too.
And she said that on that one night. She was like, "Look, if that ain't right, they got to keep it moving because she
gotta keep it moving.
If the sex ain't right, keep it moving. We ain't gonna get no further if the sex ain't right."
But see, that's because men don't realize when a woman hits her 40s and 50s, that's when her sexual peak increases. Theirs starts to decrease, but ours is on 1,000. So they don't get that. And they just, you know what I'm saying? And then if you're a man and you're in good health and you're a certain age, what's your problem? Like, what's really going on here? You know what I'm saying? Really going on? Yeah, Lucky said he couldn't let you calling him a child pass. Sussman said, love you too. Lucky said, Vonda, you on point tonight, girl. One said, I have sold myself short back in the day on a few females thinking I couldn't get her because she was so beautiful and choked on talking to her. Lucky said, amen.
Well, don't ever choke on the women, honey. Women's beauty ain't but skin deep, baby.
Yeah, you can be beautiful on the outside, but your inside can be so ugly that it protrudes your outside.
Yes.
I tell people all the time, it doesn't matter how beautiful a woman can be on the outside, but if she got a nasty attitude and all that, that just to me, it makes her whole person ugly. Even with a dude who's nice looking, got himself together, and he's so arrogant to the point where he's a narcissist or on the borderline of being narcissistic, that's very unattractive to me. I don't care what you got, how you look, or none of that. You can stay on over there on that side because I can't do it.
That is so true.
Yeah. He said, right, somebody tell that something that, what is that? I can't see the emoji. I ain't got my readers. Or what is that,
I can't see that either. I don't know what the hell that is. It must be crazy. I don't know what that is.
Honey, I can't see because I ain't got my readers on either. I put them down.
Yeah, I don't know what, and I don't know what she's trying to express.
But yeah, so, like I always say, just, give things a try. Don't sabotage it before you know the true value of what it could bring to your life. You know what I'm saying? And now, if it's gonna be something bad, that's not self-sabotage. That's just having good common sense to leave that shit alone. But if it's something that can better your life, better your circumstances, or put you on a different level of things, or where you're trying to go, or whatever, don't sabotage it, because a lot of times you do that too, because you be like, why are they offering me this? Why are they doing that? Instead of you be like, shit, let me again put the pros and cons into perspective and see where it goes. Like I said, I take risk, because if you don't take risk, you're never going to achieve anything.
That's true.
To me. So I've taken some risk in my life, you know what I'm saying? And thank God they worked out for me. But some of them was lit on the shaky side. I was like, oh shit, I should have done that. But it worked out.
That part.
Look, but it worked out in my favor, thank God. But some things I was like, damn. And I'm not a gambler, but sometimes I be like, damn, that was a gamble. I knew I shouldn't have done that, and I did. That was one of those moments where I should have sabotaged that shit and cut it off. But I didn't.
We've all done that one. Been like,
right,
damn,
but it was a learning experience for me to be like, okay, the next time you really feel that in this situation pops up, not to do that shit no more. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I tell people all the time when they upset about something that they did or something that happens. The main thing, did you learn something from it? Learn from it and move on. Don't harp on it. Just learn from it and move on.
And move past it. You got to.
I call that water under the bridge and spilled milk. You can't do nothing about it. Keep it moving.
Nope.
Shake that shit off, get up, and go on about your day and start something else. Because I feel like this, as we all probably do right here now, if God blesses you to wake up another day, you got a chance to do something different. You can change. You can't change nothing that happened yesterday, but you don't have to make the mistake that you made yesterday. You could do better than you did yesterday. And and that's what I tell my girls all the time. Look, you can't do nothing about what happened. You just got to focus on the now, what moving forward and moving ahead, and put your ducks in a row as to where they'll work for you. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. This is like people come home from prison and could have done multiple years or whatever. You can't make up for that lost time. You can't.
Can't get them back.
Start, like, you know, if they went in their kids' lives and they didn't do this and they didn't do that, you have to start from where you are now and develop those relationships as you go, because that time has passed on. There's nothing you can do about that.
But they
the only
try.
thing you can do,
They try.
They do try.
They try, but guess what?
They try for they try for everything.
No, they try, but guess what? They keep falling short because they're chasing something that they can't change. That's the past. That's like yesterday. They are past.
They try for years. They probably fuck up a whole lot of.
Say what?
I said they do, but they try for a long time. A lot of people that do time, long periods of time, they come out and they have that mentality that I got to get this and this and this, and I got to do this and this, and I got to sleep with this many people.
You know why that is? You know why that is? And I'm going to tell you why they do that. Because we as women, I realize it because I had to deal with that with somebody. What happens is when they go in, say they do 10, 15, 20 years, right? When they go in, when they come out, they only had to hold on to what they left. So their mentality a lot of times is still back there where it was. And so when you were still out here living your life and going through life and shit changed for you, the shit was still the same for them. They were still stuck where they were. That's like people leave and come back to these women or these men and they expect them to be the same. No, I had to go through some shit while you was gone. I'm not the same person I was when you left. The shit I put up with then, I would never. And not in another lifetime, but this one right now.
But you know what's so crazy? If you go away and you do time and you come out and you come back to someone that you once was with and they're stuck where you left them, you should probably question your damn self. Why?
That's true.
I would think at some point your brain would, I would think at some point your brain would kick in and be like, well, damn, I left Shawty like that and I came back and she the same way that I left her. That means she didn't grow. That means she didn't grow at all. Like, period. But that's what you come back to.
But you know why that happens too? I'm gonna tell you about that too, from the shit that I know and observed.
They don't have the mentality to want to grow.
That too, but they're stuck where they were stuck at because that's all they know and that's all they want.
Yeah.
If you got somebody, just say, and not throwing nobody under the bus or nothing like that. So don't y'all come for me with that shit because I'm just telling you what I think and how I feel about it. If you got people, women that's always been in the hood, they with this dude that's in the hood, his street dude. They with this next dude when that one go to jail, his street dude. And then when they all go to jail, that's all she knows. So she just gonna know street shit. And the only thing she gonna be harping on is the shit how they used to live, what they used to do, where they used to go. And guess what? When he come home, she gonna be on that same shit from 20 years ago. Trust me when I tell you.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I know.
He's stuck where he was.
That's what I'm saying. But then even in prison, they have the same shit other than freedom. They have the same shit that we have out here, if not better things. They got one of the best libraries. They got skill training. They got all this shit that they can do. That's why when I say, how can a man that's never been to prison be out here struggling, but a man come home from doing 10, 15, 20 years, come home and get right on his shit. He done started a business. He done got a crib, got multiple cars, got shit in order, got a business, all this stuff. But you been here and you been free and you ain't got nothing going on for yourself. I don't understand it.
Because you don't want nothing for yourself.
You don't want nothing for yourself. And one thing about it, if you're a natural born hustler, whether you're doing it legally or illegally, you're going to make some shit pop. I don't care what it is. You're going to change this shit around and look, I got to do this, especially if you got kids out here and you still got a woman that was there for you or whatever, and you're going to provide, you're going to make that shit happen. They start all types of shit when they come home from prison, but you got dudes that ain't did a day in the county jail. Can't do shit. Nothing. And I don't get that. And then when men look at women and say we as black women tear them down, we're not tearing you down. When you say something to motivate y'all asses, y'all got a problem with it. Like we tearing y'all down. We're just trying to make you be better. That's it.
Some people don't want to be better though. You got some people that just don't. Some people don't. You got some people that like to be where they are. Some people just like chaotic confusion. The women, the attitudes, the back and forth with the baby mamas. Some people like that, and some people that's all they know. And you can't you can't trip on it if that's what somebody's used to. You see what I'm saying? Either you're gonna say, I accept this bullshit, or I don't want to be a part of it. And you walk away, and you walk away, you throw your hands up and be like, that's you, that's who you are. And you love the person and respect them just for that, and be like, that's you, that ain't me, we cool, we good, and you throw a do sign, and it's the end of that. That way there's no love lost in between. Period.
You say that
women
like
have
it's
to
some
stop
simple
putting their
shit.
energy into, because like you said, you know, you may say something to try to improve him or try to get him to do better. But if it ain't in him to do better, we got to stop putting all our energy into trying to make him better. Because if he don't want it for himself, he ain't gonna do.
That's just like trying to put an addict in rehab until they really want to go and do for themselves. That shit ain't gonna work. It's the same thing in life with people. Period. If you can give somebody the blueprint, but if they don't follow it, you just wasting your time.
It's a waste of your energy. Yeah, after a while, it's a waste of energy. It's a waste of fucking energy.
And you have to remove yourself from those situations. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it becomes toxic to you, and you start feeling toxic.
Listen, I'm at the point, if it disturbs my peace, I don't want it at all.
Ooh, that's where I'm at.
I'm 51.
Baby.
I'm 51. I'll be 52 this year in November. And I didn't get this far from being stupid. Okay? So if you got some shit that you bring, and I tell anybody I meet, look, lay your cards on the table and let's decide, and I'll lay mine on the table and let's decide if we want to deal with that or not. If not, we could be cool, we could be friends, we can hang out, whatever. But we know what it is. Don't bring me no bullshit, and don't bring me nothing that I didn't have in my life before you came.
But you came
One, I'm not gonna argue with you. Two, I ain't gonna worry about where the fuck you at. Three, especially if you ain't helping me do shit, don't question me. Four, get the hell on. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. It's simple to me.
That's pretty much how it works. I mean, if you're not bringing something to enhance my world, what are we doing here? You know, that's what it comes down to. What are we doing? You can. Chris just said you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink.
There you go. Some blind bats. Put them reading glasses on. You ain't never lied. Okay, none of us be. Chris said you can lead a horse to the water. That's what she just said, Chris. You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. But that's true. But you know, so many times we as women try to push these men to do this, to do that. If they, Chris, stop it. Top V, I need a woman like you. You wouldn't be ready, Chris.
You wouldn't know what to do with a bomb, lovebird.
But you know, you try to tell these dudes these things, and they looking at you. But then when you keep it moving, and you got going on what you got going on, you got all your stuff together, your ducks in a row. They be looking at you like, and I feel like, what you looking at me like that for? I gave you the blueprint, nigga. You didn't follow it. That's on you.
You was over here drifting over here in left field when I was trying to guide you this way, baby. I don't know what you was doing.
The best man a woman can have is a woman that's on the same page with him. She got a hustle mentality. She's smart. She could do shit. So if something falls or goes to the left, she can pick up your slack. Even though you may be doing everything, but she's still holding her own to putting it up. So she's like, okay, well, go ahead. I got this. But they don't appreciate women like that. They go get these goddamn hood rats who can't help them do nothing, hold their hand out. Say what?
But you know what? A lot of people allow that because, like, I'm the type at this age, you know, I got my house, you know, I'm financially stable. I'm at peace over here.
Period.
So you can't come over here and disrupt my peace.
Period.
Baby,
so we both got to be on stable foundation, or we really have nothing to talk about. Because if you can't move the way I move, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
It's not. And you know, I've come to contact with some dudes because Charlotte tell you, I'm always on the go. I move around a lot. I move around a lot. So my thing is, if you can't deal with that, then that's a problem. That's a you problem, not a me problem.
Right.
Guess what? All the bills up in this piece. I take care of that. I don't ask nobody for shit. So therefore, you don't need to be questioning me why we can't see each other, why we can't do this, why we can't do that. Because I got other shit to do because I have responsibility that I gotta take care of before I be worried about coming over there and sit with your ass. I'm not finna do that. I don't care who it is, you know. And I hate a person say, well, you know, you can ask me, I can help you. That's a problem. Asking you. If you see a woman and you see she by herself and she doing this and that, and you supposed to be the man, offer the shit. I'll be like, here, I know you don't need it, but go do something with it for yourself. Because I see how you doing this. I'm a firm believer a woman shouldn't have to ask a man for shit. If he see how you rolling and see how you rocking and shit and how you do things, you should just make it available. You shouldn't have to ask a man for nothing.
Well, here's the thing, though. If a man is really into a woman and he cares about her, she don't have to ask.
She don't have to.
He gonna automatically.
Yeah, well, that part.
No, but you have dudes that go out here, they be flexing and flousing and buy all this shit. You with them every day, and they ain't bought you a t-shirt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I know people like that. You know,
yeah,
and you
I do
like,
too.
What?
I do too. I know people like that too.
Yeah, and you be like, well, damn, like, what I look like? So you can go do all this stuff for everybody else, but I'm sitting here with you, rocking with you every day, doing this shit. Might be cleaning your house, cooking for you, fucking you, whatever the case may be. But you ain't bought me a t-shirt. That's a problem for me, sir. I can't do that. Yeah. I can go home and fuck myself and do just good by myself and be doing all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get that. Because like you said, a real man, a woman don't have to ask him for anything. He already gonna know. Especially if he's with you enough to know how you moving. You know what I'm saying? That's just like you may not need shit and he may not need nothing. But if you at his crib, you see something need to be done, you just get up and you do it. He got a load of clothes, throw them in the wash, whatever. Got a little few dishes, wash the dishes, tidy up, something. He don't need that, but you're there. You see it needs to be done. Why not do that? It's the small things for me. You know what I'm saying? The big things don't matter. It's the small things that mean the most to me because I feel like male or female, if you notice those things, then you might have something there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And all women ain't gold diggers. All women ain't out there waiting because you live in a certain life wanting something from you. What happens is these dudes are so used to going out here getting these girls that just want to trick off. When they get a real woman, they don't realize it, especially a woman who's self-sufficient and don't need them for nothing. They don't know how to come to her and they don't know how to act and they don't know how to handle that. Because they be like, well, damn, I'm used to doing this. Well, I already got all these things. So I don't need you to throw me nothing. If you do it, it's just you just being the dude and want to be like, okay, baby, just go do this for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I know you can do it for yourself, but I want to do this for you. Shit like that. Those are simple
all the time. I don't need a man. I want one, but I don't need one.
Okay.
But I want one. You can become a need, but I don't need one. But I want one.
They're there.
Yeah.
What'd you say, KO?
I said I want one, but I don't need it. I want him to become a need, though. If we click, he can become a need. But now,
that's it right there. That's it. Yeah. One said, I'll leave the past in the past. I will never let those chicks back in life, whether I was locked up of the amount of time or being free. Me, I'm a go-getter. Been through some hurtful things hurdles in my life, but I don't give up. Going to get my goals done in 2021, moving forward. And that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You should never let a person hinder you from being great, ever.
Right. And if they hold you back, they ain't for you anyway.
That's why I tell Shell all the time, you can't be in a relationship with a person if they're jealous of your successes. Because you have a lot of guys that's in relationships with women and be jealous because they women are go-getters.
Yeah.
And you can't, and women too. They be just as jealous of the man for doing that. I'm like, that don't even make no sense to me. But to me, that's sleeping with the damn enemy.
Yeah, because they wait to tear you down.
If you don't have my best interest at heart and we supposed to be riding together, you know what I'm saying, down with each other, then I got a problem with that. You need to go ahead over there because what you ain't going to do is stop nothing I got going on. That's what you're not going to do. And I ain't trying to stop shit you got going on. Just keep it up front. And if you feel like that, I don't even want you in my space at all. Period. Because you got a lot of men that's really out here jealous of females that's getting it. That's when we become every bitch in the book. That bitch ain't this, that bitch ain't that blah, 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 blah. But nigga, what about you? What are you doing? Why are you
What
mad
you
at
doing with your life?
That's an insecurity within themselves. If you got to tear another person down, like you said earlier, if you got to tear somebody down to make yourself feel better, that's your insecurity.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
true.
And you know, and it's so much of that. And then you know too, as Black women, like I was saying, go back to the workplace. That's not self-sabotage. They sabotaging you to pull themselves up. Like, why you can't get rid of that crabs in a barrel mentality and reach your hand back if we on the same ladder? Why you gonna let me fall because you at the top? And then you start pushing buttons and trying to find every fault in everything that I'm doing instead of pulling me like, girl, you know, you don't do that. This is what you do so you can get to the next level of, you know, this is how I did it. That's what we need to do.
I feel like
as a whole for people, period.
I feel like it's because us Black people, despite the fact that we really want to move away from slavery time, we still have that slave mentality.
Yep.
And that's what we did back in slavery time. You know, you competed for masses' attention.
Right.
So we still do that. We still compete for, you know, master or the, you know, whoever, you know, in corporate America, the boss or whoever. And so we tear each other down trying to make ourselves look better instead of trying to stand and support one another. I hate that we still have that mentality.
But you know what? Yeah. I was thinking about it and I was reading something too. That's just like, nobody in America, first of all, should be hungry or homeless. That's number one. Number two, you think about all these rich ass multimillionaire athletes out here. Guess what? They could still only go so far because the man who's paying them got way more money. They still got to answer to him and all this other shit. Guess what? Because if you worth millions to a white dude, if he paying you millions, guess what? You worth billions to him. So therefore, you're still always going to be on the goddamn totem pole. Trying to move your way up to the top, move your way up to the top. This is like, you know, all these people that's got all this money and shit, like, that don't invest back into the hood. Or when they try to, the niggas in the hood turn them down or kill them because they jealous. You know what I'm saying? You know, open your own banks. Open your own schools. Dwayne Wade did that. He did open a school or whatever. And, you know, it's a few of them that do good things. I ain't gonna knock all of them. But you got them, some of them that they still, I don't care how much money they get, still on that slave mentality and will never move forward because they're still stuck there. And they don't have nobody telling them or teaching them how to do these things or how to make your money work for you. So you don't have to answer to no damn body.
Yeah, they still stuck in that I'm better than you because I got more than you. And so I'm just put down on you. Yeah.
You know, my mom used to tell me, I told my friend this the other day. She said, baby, save your money. She said, because guess what? Millionaires go broke every day. Every day.
Yeah.
She said, and the people you pass going up are the people you're going to pass coming down. She said, so be mindful, be careful how you treat
got money don't mean you happy. Money don't make happiness.
It sure don't. Yeah. Money bring more problems.
It makes some people very depressed.
It bring more problems.
Yes, it does.
Once that like Escape song, just kicking it. Remember what it's saying. I need an independent woman, not a woman raised like a child. In a relationship or marriage, you both, got to bring something to the table. The only way I would take a woman is if she's having a baby, period. Take care of a woman is if she's having a baby. One. If you got a woman in the house, you're going to take care of her some type of way, whether she got a baby with you or not, period. And, you know, y'all always like to go back to the Bible. The Bible says a man is supposed to take care of a woman. He's supposed to hunt the woman and seek her and provide for her. He ain't said nothing about we supposed to provide for you. You know what I'm saying? There are things that we're supposed to do as a woman, but being a provider was left on the man's shoulders. But now you got so many women that's taking care of men, they don't forgot how to be men.
Yeah, that's true.
And you know, you remember the one guy we had, our one viewer, when he was saying the woman go to work, the dude stay and play PlayStation all day and watch her TV. And when she come home, she still got to cook for him, the kids, and clean up the house too. I wish I would.
I
She's
would have
allowed
had to
him to
break my
do it
head
though.
about 15 times.
Hey, Kurt, I wish I would.
Yeah,
Nah,
I can't be that one. I
Mm-mm,
can't
I
do
don't think
that.
I don't think I've ever been her. Ever.
mm-mm.
Ever.
Now, I know my woman's place. I know how to take care of a man, you know, all this type of stuff. But he got to play his part too and do his part.
Mm-hmm.
If he's doing his part, I don't mind doing mine. But I ain't going to do it all. I ain't going to be the man and the woman too.
You ain't finna do all of it. Nope.
No, I'm not
I'm
finna
doing
do
all
that
of it
for
on myself,
nobody.
baby. Be alone.
But you know, some men do it. And you got men out here that's looking for sugar mamas. It's the way women back in the day used to look for sugar daddies.
Yes.
And it's terrible. It's terrible. But it is what it is, y'all. So I just say, you know, have confidence in yourself, enough confidence not to sabotage things that could potentially be good for you, but have common sense enough to say that that's not sabotage. That's me just knowing better and doing better because I know better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna leave it with that. Y'all say, you know, what y'all got to say so we can go ahead and get off this podcast.
Y'all just don't self-sabotage yourself. Don't be no fool either.
That's true too. Just think about it, you know, weigh your pros and cons, like we said earlier, instead of self-sabotage. Sometimes you got to take that risk.
But you also got to take risk in order to achieve something too, you know, but just be smart about your decisions. One said, Vonda, what's better, two or one person that brings more money home? It's always better with two. If the people doing it, I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna get on off of here. I say this all the time. You can have a man that makes $150 an hour and a man that makes $25 an hour. But that man that makes $25 an hour can be in a better financial situation than a man that's making $150 an hour because he knows how to manage his money. The man that's making the most money is going to go out here and blow his money a lot of times and mess it up because he knows it's coming. The man that's making $25 an hour is thinking ahead like, shit, I know I'm going to make this. I'm going to put this aside so I could do this. He ain't going out here trying to impress everybody. He putting his money up and making his money work for him as opposed to want to be out here whining and dining and spending and splurging and all this type of shit. So it doesn't matter the type of money you make, it's how you save the money that you get.
Absolutely.
This is like, you know, you got people when their money comes so fast, they spend it as fast as they get it. They spend it as fast as they get it. So if something happens, they done spent all the money up, can't pay their way out of this, can't do this, can't do that, and all this type of stuff. So, and then too, you got these type of people that they make this money and you live in a certain type of lifestyle. They don't buy themselves no life insurance, no health insurance, no none of that stuff. They just do the now because the money comes so fast. I don't care what type of money you make, be smart with the money that you make and put that shit up and make it work for you. So if you got a person like that that knows,
I said that you should never be living paycheck to paycheck.
No.
You got to wait for that next paycheck or you sitting there struggling because you waiting on it.
Something's wrong.
Right.
Something wrong. And you know, I always tell people, spend money like you ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? Never say you broke or don't say this or don't say that. Just say, shit, I can't do that right now. She'll tell you how I am with my coin. I don't play that. She always tell her, Shell, I don't do that.
I tell my kids all the time, they ask for something, I be like, mama broke. And they be like, mama, we know you ain't broke. I said, well, I'm broke in my terms of being broke. May not be the same as your terms of being broke, but I'm broke in my terms.
Listen, I done been broke before and I know I don't like it. I don't like it. I get mean, I get evil, I get depressed, all types of stuff. And I said, you know, I prayed about, I asked God certain things. And I said, I would never put myself in certain positions anymore. Once I get out of this, I'm not going to do that so that I get back to this. And see what people don't do. I always say, and I tell my kids all the time, I always save up for a rainy day. If you make $200, put 125 up. Save 75 to do something for yourself. But put 125 up. Don't touch it. Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
You know, and they do really well with that. But I'm just saying, you know, you got people, when they get it, they spend it. And you're not thinking about it. It's on shit that you don't even need.
Yeah.
You spending money on shit you don't even need. Like, for what? I don't need shit. I got everything that I need. What I spend money on now is my grandbaby. That's it.
Yes,
and then don't try to keep up with everybody, because sometimes people just like to keep up with people. Stop trying to keep
you
up with
everybody. You
everybody.
can't be keeping up with the Joneses, even if you can afford it. Guess what? You might be trying to keep up with them, but guess what they do with their money? They putting that shit up. And the Joneses is always gonna be the Joneses, because guess what? The Joneses know how to save some damn money.
Right, and then you broke.
I can't see just even if I love expensive shit. Don't get me wrong, I do. I love it. But guess what? When I buy it, it's expensive shit. But by the time I get it, it's done been marked down 100 goddamn times before I go get them money to get it. Am I lying though? I'm telling you the truth. That's just what I do. Yeah, because I'm a saver. I don't like just throwing money out and throwing money away unnecessarily. Because guess what? A time gonna come when you really need something, and the people that you counting on and you've been splurging on and spending all this money on ain't gonna have a quarter to give you.
Right.
You're gonna have to dip back and be like, damn, I put this in so and I put this up in such and such and da 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 da. And you can go and you can rely on yourself. Don't put your trust in man. You better put your trust in the man upstairs and put trust in yourself. Because guess what? All the money you spending money you spending on these people, when that shit gone, them people gonna go just like the money did.
Absolutely, you absolutely
and that's
right.
just a fact. I've seen it happen over and over again with people. So people ask, "I know you got it," and I say, "Yeah, I got it, but it's for me. It ain't for you."
Right.
And I leave it at that.
Okay, we
Right.
got it.
Exactly right.
I can go to work.
And people get mad at you when you don't give them your money.
Yes, I've had that happen several times. And be like, "How
you
gonna
know
count my
got it. You can give me this, and you can get. I'm not giving you shit. Did nobody give it to me?
Right. Yes.
No, I'm not doing that.
What makes you think you're supposed to get it freely?
You can be mad all you want to, and I ain't gonna lose an ounce of sleep. If I'm up, it's because I just can't go to sleep, and I'm up on my own terms. It ain't up because I'm worried that you mad at me about not giving you something that belongs to me.
Exactly.
Well,
as long as I got it, I tell them, well, as long as I got it, then you'll never be broke. You just keep asking for it. I got it. I'm gonna hold it.
Right. That part. As long as I owe you, you'll never be broke. Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and end this podcast. We are over as usual, and thank you to our guest, Miss K.O. Come back. We just love you, love you, love you. So, y'all, with that being said, we're gonna bid y'all good night, and we will see y'all. What's the day? Monday. Yeah,
Monday.
I'm so off on my days. So we will see you guys on Wednesday. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, NaughtyNice22. This is Shelly Live, V Love Bird, loving life and loving what we do with our guest, Miss K.O. And we will see you guys on Wednesday.
Y'all be blessed.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuned into Naughty or Nice. Let's go.
Me want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me want no fake love, me only want the real deal.
Have you ever met a sister with her shit together? Maintaining, never complaining, trying to make shit better. She's got a real good life with the right frame of mind. She's the real deal, baby, and she know how to grind. On the job or in the bedroom, baby, the truth. And with her by your side, homeboy, you can't lose. Just slip on the dress and go to work like a pro. Then bring that ass home and drop it down to the floor. Educated, sophisticated, conversation so deep. She's a lady in that world, but a freak in the sheets. Educated, sophisticated, conversation so deep. She's the lady in that world, but a freak in the sheets.
Shelly Live and V Love Bird.
Shelly Live and V Love Bird.
Shelly Live and V Love Bird.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shelly Live and V Love Bird.
Shelly Live and V Love Bird.
Shelly Live and V Love.
Good night, y'all.